So hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, karibu sana. My name is Devance Ogweno and this is Devance Empire. Hoping you're doing well from right where you're watching us from, because this is that particular channel that gives you the best of all contents that you cannot find anywhere else. Alright, so so right now I'm in town. Like you see, I'm in town. This place, we call it I don't know what is this place, but this tall building, I think it's that. Is it the building that was once bombed? I don't know. Well, I'm in town and I'm with my uncle. He's just left. He's going to pick something that we're supposed to deliver somewhere, actually in Rongai, but it's so far. Actually, some people say Rongai is not even in Nairobi. So we are just doing the final touches, especially now the fact that, you know, my cousin died and is supposed to be buried on Monday. The burial is on Monday, and so today is Saturday. We are just doing the final touches because he's supposed to be airflown. So I'm accompanying my uncle to take you know, some luggage, because they'll be traveling by plane and the plane has to carry, you know, little luggage. So we are taking the bags to our relative who will actually go with them home. So I said, why can't I just tag you along? We go together with you. I've been into Rongai once, and I thought, why can't I show you now that I am going back there? Rongai is beautiful. There's so many stories about Rongai. Actually, some people say Rongai is not in Nairobi, but for us who stay in Nairobi, we say Rongai is in Nairobi. Rongai is very far. There are so many good things about Rongai that I think one day, one time, I will do a well-detailed video to show you much about Rongai. The name is very interesting. So, what is that? Okay, you know, Nairobi here, you have to be very careful, especially while holding gadgets and you're in a parking lot like this. Out of nowhere, someone can just hit the glass and break it and snatch anything out of you. Somebody was parking around here, so he's just leaving. So guys, the person you're seeing out here, this person is actually lame, and he's on that bicycle that actually helps him move. So he's the one who gave us this parking space. Now let me tell you something. In Nairobi, people fight for parking space. So this person, what he does, he goes and parks or stops his, you know, his bicycle in a parking lot, and then when he sees a car that is looking for a parking space, he comes out and then he gives you his space. So when he gives you his space, he actually expects that while you'll be leaving, you will actually give him something small so that he can for the service. You know, he will charge you like roughly 50 bob to 100 Kenyan shillings. But then the person who was parking here that I showed you, who was leaving, didn't pay.
Later.
So currently we are at Rongai. Unfortunately, I thought I was going to show you everything, all the things that were happening in Rongai, but sadly enough I couldn't do that because I'm at my cousin's place. We're currently here at the neighborhood. We are just trying to console with the wife and trying to figure out how people are supposed to travel home beginning tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, when the body shall be laid to rest. So currently I didn't manage to, you know, show you much in this video about Rongai, but I will see. I will still figure out some other day plan, and then I'll let you know. You know, for you, I will do anything. So I'm just here bored. This is a very trying moment for the family. It's kind of difficult, it's kind of hectic. Funerals, oh god, they really drain people, especially when they happen in my place. Our home is not somewhere that you go today and just get there. It's traveling. You have to travel so much. You have to sacrifice a lot to get home. For example, if you stay in Nairobi, from Nairobi to home, it's about 8 hours using a personal car. But while using a public means, it can take you close to, actually in between 8 to 10 hours. And then after arriving, you have to conclude your journey by water transport. So you can either use a ferry, water bus, boats, speedboats, so that you can cross over to the island. So it's not a journey that is quite simple or quite easy as such. So you really need a lot of you know, to go home in terms of finance, time, resources, a lot. Imagine sitting in a car for about 8 to 10 hours. As if that is not enough, you have to sit in the water for another 1 hour or 1 hour plus, 1 hour 30 minutes roughly. So it's not easy. That is for you to get to our home. So it's very far and very adventurous. So with these COVID restrictions, they're trying to restrict the numbers of people going to the funeral, because the government says it only wants, each funeral should have a maximum of 50 people. So they don't want to care how big the family is. If the 50 number mark is only in the family, then that is what they'll work with. Because I'm trying to wonder, like, our family alone, we are more than 50. This is somebody who had friends, and maybe they also want to attend. So, you know, with these COVID rules, some people will actually fail to attend the funeral or the burial because of these COVID-19 rules. So it's very sad that your friend dies and you cannot attend, or your family member dies and you can't attend, you see. And then for the fact that our home is far, you have to leave a day earlier so that you can arrive on time for everything, because you'll have, if for example the burial is tomorrow, you'll leave Nairobi very early in the morning today so that you can arrive by evening. And if by any chance you get a means to travel to the island via water, then you can go. But if you can't, then you'll have just to, you know, spend the night in the mainland and then continue the journey the following day. And do you know that by plane, if you're going by plane, it will only take you, I think, 45 to 1 hour to arrive in the island. Nowadays, planes are not so common in my island like they used to before, the days when we were kids. When our sponsors wanted to come and visit us, they normally came with planes, and the planes will stay in the island for a long time. Nowadays, the airstrip is kind of very, very worn out. It's very spoiled, it's muddy, it's rough. It's not so conducive for planes, and so that is why even the plane that will be carrying the body or taking the body home will have to land at how do you call it, this airport in Homa Bay town. And then from Homa Bay town, there's a car or a hearse that will carry the body from Homa Bay all the way to the lake where Mbita, where the body is supposed to be ferried by the Fangano Mbita ferry. So it's kind of a process. It's still a process. The reason why they decided to airlift the body is because of COVID-19. You know, they're trying to check the rules, and for the fact that my cousin died of COVID-19, people are so, you know, people are so vigilant. No one wants to take chances, so people are, you know, they want to take the shortest time possible with the body exposed before it's buried. So you remember Dennis is my cousin. He contracted this virus from a funeral, and so right now, once bitten, twice shy. People are so scared. No one wants to take chances, like, you know, people, the funeral, people will come, people have to view the body and what. No, actually this one is going to be a very different funeral from other funerals. The chances of viewing the body might be minimal, in as much as the doctors confirmed the body tested negative after he died. So, you know, when you die of COVID, after 72 hours, the chances that your body will test negative. And since he died, it's now roughly 2 weeks. So the virus cannot survive all that long in his body or in a dead body. So it's not of high risk to us or to people, but taking precaution is just very important, for the fact that we have older people who are very vulnerable to this disease, and also the fact that people are from home are not so much exposed to information about COVID-19 and how to do when you contract the disease. We just want to take precautions. It's just good to take precautions. So that is why we went an extra mile to hire a plane to carry the body home, so it won't take a lot of time. You know, funerals in the urban region, no, not urban, in the rural regions, people normally go with convoys. Like, for example, there is a car that will carry the body, there's other cars will carry the family and friends. So there will be a very big or long convoy that will be transporting the body, and you know, in the process, people who will fall sick, others will contract the disease, will contract it, and what. So people, we were trying to avoid that, and that is why what has happened has happened. It is sad. This is the third person we are burying this year from our family. It's very sad. Funerals, no. So guys, on another video I will show you more and more content, good content. So unfortunately I won't be traveling home, but I will go another day. My mom called me yesterday and she was like, Devance, my son, are you coming home for the funeral? And just as I was gonna give my excuse like this, she just said, no, please don't come, because when you come, you'll make me be denied chance to go to work because of you know, people are taking precautions. My mom works in a school where the students or the pupils and children, so the current employer actually is very strict. So she said, when we come from Nairobi, we don't know whether we might carry the virus to Mfangano and give them. Anyway, to cut the long story short, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on the notification bell to always receive alerts of every videos that we do upload in our YouTube channel. You're the reason why I do this, and I will not give up. I will not get tired of doing it any soon. Let's continue praying for the affected families, and until next time, always work hard and be nice to people. This is Devance Empire, end of discussion.